We have a British woman, maybe a revert to Islam, and she claims to have figured out. She claims to have figured out why some people have a problem with Muslims. So she's got the explanation for Islamophobia. Are you ready?
Oh, I want to hear that, innit? Let's see what she
Going
says.
to blow your mind. She has figured.
Blow my mind,
She has
mate.
solved the mystery because people wonder, hey, why do people have a problem with Ali Dawa, Muhammad Hijab, all the protests and riots? Why do people have a problem with this stuff? She's figured it out.
Because they're jealous.
Assalamu alaikum. So I think I figured out why people don't like Islam. And I think that's because we as Muslims are taught to be very positive.
What are you laughing at? What's
positive?
Yeah.
Positive? What?
She's about to explain it. You're sitting here laughing. You haven't even heard her out here. She's figured out.
There is no possible explanation that could justify that ridiculous
She's about
claim.
to give you the explanation. Watch. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
If you lose your job, alhamdulillah, that is Allah going to be providing you with the best job for you. If you miss a train, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. You missed your train. You miss your train. What do you do? Alhamdulillah, I missed the train. Alhamdulillah. Allah is blessing me with an opportunity to get where I need to go by some other means.
Wait, you said this woman is a convert, right?
No, I said I don't know. I said she could be.
It looks like a convert or I don't know, whatever it is. But wow. This sounds like she has no idea at all about different religions and their practices and their beliefs and their traditions and their mentality and their sayings and whatever it is. Because among all of those, thinking that Islam teaches positivity and the reasoning here is if you lose your job, alhamdulillah, that's incredibly ridiculous. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So one, that Islam is it's really positive. It makes you think really the power of positive thinking, Islam, right? You could write that across the Quran, the power of positive thinking, right? So one, you have the idea that that's what Islam does. It makes you really, gives you a real positive mindset. But two, she's claiming that's why people don't like it.
Why in the...
You ever heard that? AP, I really don't like that Islam, all their positivity, praising God for missing a train. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Makes me want to scream.
Man, this is so dumb.
All right. Well, she's got more. She's got more evidence.
Whether that train may have crashed and you would have died. You don't know. It's raining outside, so it's not great to go for a picnic. Alhamdulillah. The flowers are getting watered and the animals are getting watered too.
Wow. This is the most positive message I've ever seen. This is the British Muslim woman, Tony Robbins.
Is this satire? I don't like. You could make a joke video like this. Like I could sit down and make a video like this and laugh in the background between the cuts because it is so ridiculous. It sounds like a stupid parody.
It's pretty bad. All right, let's let her wrap up here. I don't mean with her headscarf. I mean what she's saying.
So realistically, Islam.
Realistically.
We're taught to put a positive spin on everything.
Positive spin on everything.
So
well, she's partly right. They are taught to put a spin on everything. I don't know if it's a positive one.
Negative Nellies out there.
The negative
it's just not for you, and I think that's why you find it so confusing.
Yep, there you have it. So you have it. There you have it, AP. The reason people have a problem with Islam is not the Dawah guys running around being the world's leading champions of child marriage. It's not the killing apostates and so on. It's not, people like Ali Dawa saying he wants to sit there and eat popcorn as he's watching apostates be executed. It's none of that stuff. It's none of that stuff. It's not the endless array of attacks carried out in the name of Allah in the US and the UK and Germany and France. It's none of that stuff. It's just when we think of Islam, we think, what is making all these positive people? They're too positive, and I want to be negative, so I don't like the ideology that's
Why are they
causing
so
them should be so
happy?
positive.
Why are they so positive?
Why? Why?
I heard a lot of stupid things from Muslim apologists and preachers and whatever it is. This sounds dumber than anything I've heard from Ali Dawa.
Whoa, and that's like the
That's-
gold standard of saying stupid stuff.
Yeah, it's the worst of the worst, and this here is even worse than that. How in the world do you even come to this conclusion? How in the world do you sit down and think, "Wow, this is a good insight"? Yeah, I'll record myself saying that, and it will be very educational. Who is this woman? What is this?
Yeah. So, ma'am, if you happen to be watching this at some point, if you want to know why lots of people have a problem with Islam, if that's some great mystery to you, you just wake up one day and go, I have no idea why people have a problem with Islam, isn't it? You could try asking us, because we'll tell you. And I guess maybe she says, oh, but that's not the real reason. You just don't like us because we're so positive about the train being late. Yeah, that's it. It's not the blowing up of the trains that upsets us. It's that you're really happy when it's late.
So, here are several points that I want to address about this whole issue. Now, number one, it is completely ridiculous to assert that this is why people have a problem with Islam.
True.
And that, by the way, for different reasons. So let's separate that into A and B. Reason A is, why in the world would anyone have a problem with Islam for that? And B is, have you ever heard anybody talk about Islam in that way negatively? I certainly never have. In fact, I've never heard anyone even make this suggestion that this is the reason why people have a problem with Islam. So this is the first time that I'm hearing this ridiculous suggestion.
Yeah. So hang on, AP. What you're saying is that when let's say we're chatting before a show, after a show, something like that, you when we're chatting, you don't one of us doesn't say, my real reason for not liking Islam, all that positivity. It's so positive it makes me want to puke.
Yeah. That's primarily what drives me as well. I'm like, I want more negativity, and
we want more negativity in the world.
And also, on top of it, while I want more negativity, I also want more positivity, and I envy Islam because of how it easily teaches positivity, which is why I hate Islam, and therefore I criticize Islam. And that's what we do.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do.
But reason number two is Islam teaches positivity, she says.
Mm-hmm.
And her reasoning is, when something happens, alhamdulillah. When something happens, alhamdulillah. Now, here is the thing. When I was a Sufi Muslim myself, I did indeed learn, in a way, if something goes wrong, well, there's probably something good in this. Allah knows best. I learned to actually say that. But this is not a very prominent, widespread way of thinking. And also, this is definitely not unique to Islam, and definitely not very strong in Islam compared to other religions. I mean, you learn the very same thing, and it's not more emphasized in Islam than it is in Christianity or in Judaism, for example. To say, oh, well, if it didn't go right, Allah knows best, alhamdulillah, he has a plan.
But somehow it made him super positive, so...
Plus, if you really want to talk about being positive and putting a positive spin on things, I am sorry, but there are religions in the world that are very prominent, specifically for giving people a peaceful mind in terms of, you know, what is happening in the world and the positivity and the pain and suffering and all that. Buddhism is what comes to mind immediately. Buddhism has a huge emphasis
That's why
on
no one likes
that.
Buddhists, because they
Yeah. So by her logic, this is why everyone has a problem with Buddhism, because Buddhism prominently, by the way, and actually fundamentally with a very strong emphasis, teaches that, you know, to put a positive spin on things and to not dwell in on things that go wrong, and not to dwell on suffering, to just accept it because it's all part of life.
Yeah, that is one of the weirdest claims I've ever seen in my entire life, and it ranks. I mean, it's worse than what you normally get. Like if someone leaves Islam, they have to explain it in terms of something else. Like here's the person that look. Uh, I learned this and I learned that and I learned this and I learned that, and I'm like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this anymore. So I left Islam. Well, what really happened is, and they'll give some explanation that it has to be someone they can't get their minds around ever. They can't get their minds around the idea that there's actually a problem in their religion. So it has to be some other explanation. So it seems like the same thing this woman's doing. Why's everyone got a problem with Islam nowadays? Well, it can't be because of what we're doing. It can't be because of the grooming gangs and all that stuff. It can't be because of any of that stuff. No, it's just we're so darn positive.
Yeah. Just one thing to that very wonderful, very insightful Muslim woman. I read the Quran many times. Read the Hadith many times. Allah is definitely not known as a God who is very positive and who teaches positivity, who radiates positivity. On the other, no, on the contrary, the Quran says on multiple occasions that Allah dislikes or hates or does not like people for different qualities, including for rejecting Him, for not believing in Him. Plus, He also teaches Muslims not to befriend those who don't believe in Him. He also teaches Muslims to hate those who don't believe in Allah. So, Allah frequently gets angry at people for disobeying Him and not doing what He expects them to do, and says, "We will punish them. We will punish them." It spends quite a lot of time insulting and threatening those who don't follow and those who don't do what Muhammad says. And Muhammad certainly also wasn't a positive man. On the contrary, he was known to always darken the mood when people are quite happy. So,
well, based on what you're saying, seems like Allah and Muhammad are the real negative Nellies here.
Yes.
Maybe that's why Islam is taking so many L's lately. Is Allah and Muhammad are upset by all the positivity in Islam, so they're giving you something to cry about.
Yes. In fact, there is a hadith according to which Muhammad said that if you knew what I knew, you would cry a lot and laugh very little.
Yeah, he said, if you knew what I knew, you'd cry like an atheist.
That doesn't sound
if you knew what I knew, you'd cry like an atheist who hears that Russell Brand has been baptized.